Hey everybody, so I said in my last video, and I'll say it again, I have a ton of books to tell you about. And today I'm here to tell you about books that have come out recently. You probably haven't heard of a lot of them, but I'm sure you're going to want them on your TBR. So without further ado, let's get started. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. How are you doing today? As always, I hope you're happy, I hope you're healthy, I hope you're safe, and of course I hope you're reading an amazing book or two or three or four. Summer has finally hit here in Northern California. It is warm and it is toasty, but that means that I've just been reading inside trying to stay cool, which I can't complain. Work is going good. I'm traveling a bunch. I should have said work is going well. Other than that, things are going pretty darn good. So today I'm here to make your TBR explode with a stack of books that I think you may not have heard of, but I feel you are 100% going to want on your TBR. So get out your pen, your paper, your Goodreads, however you keep track of your TBR. If you are so able, please get these books from your local independent bookstore, or if you're a library user, get your library copy as soon as possible. So first up from Scribner, we have Worry by Alexandra Tanner. This is the novel, this is a story of two sisters, basically. It's March of 2019. We have Jules. She's about 28 years old. She lives in an apartment by herself. She used to live with her boyfriend, who she thought she was going to marry, when her sister Poppy shows up. Now Poppy is about a year and a half out from trying to take her own life, and Jules is the only one that knew about it. And Poppy isn't going anywhere. And I'm going to use the book to help me out a little bit, because it says, then the hives that have plagued Poppy since childhood flare up. Jules' uterus turns against her. Poppy brings home a maladjusted rescue dog. The girl's mother, a newly devoted Masonic Jew, starts falling for the same deep state conspiracy theories as Jules' online mommies. She listens to mommy blogs on the internet. She's addicted to the internet, Jules. Jules, half-heartedly struggling to scrape her way to the source of her ennui, slowly and cruelly comes to blame Poppy for her own insufficiencies as a friend, a writer, and a sister. And the dog might have rabies. As the years shambles on and a new decade looms near, Jules and Poppy, comrades, competitors, constant fixtures in each other's lives, must ask themselves what they want their futures to look like and whether they will spend them together or apart. I think this is going to have a sense of humor, but also be pretty heavy in the sort of family drama part of all of this. And that is Worry by Alexandra Tanner, out now from Scribner. I should say, I think every book I'm going to talk to is out about today is out now, so you can get your hands on it. And they're all very, very different. So we're going to go from Sisters to A Short Walk Through a Wild World by Douglas Westerbeke. I want to say Douglas is a librarian in Ohio, which we want to support our librarian friends. And I love that he wrote a book. And I think that's so much fun. And this book is very different. So this is the story of a young girl. She is Aubrey is her name. It starts in Paris in 1885. She finds this puzzle box. She tries to get rid of it. It keeps appearing. And one night she just starts to bleed to death. And they can't figure out what's wrong with her. So she runs away and finds out that she has to constantly keep herself in motion. And if she stops for one place for too long, this disease takes over yet again. So this is the story of this young girl traveling the world, trying to stay alive, but think about all the people she meets, the relationships she forms, the things she's learning. It sounds like it's going to be quite an adventure with a very weird, twisted sort of kickoff point, which I am all there for. So that's A Walk Through a Wild World by Douglas Westerbeke, and this is out from Avid Reader Press. I actually think I have a couple Avid Reader Press books in here today. The next book I want to tell you about is The Red Grove by Tessa Fontaine. This is out from FSG. I've actually already bought another copy of this and given it to someone for them to read because I thought it was right up their alley. This reminded me a lot of The Village. Do you remember that movie? that's what it reminds me of. So we have a young girl who is a member of a very secret community that is sort of away from the world. You know what I mean? Protected. People think that it's protected by spells or the mountain lions in the area. There's like a guru who started it all. And we have a young woman who a man is killed in the community, and a young woman's mother who has disappeared right after the murder. And she knows that her mother would never have left her brother, her family, this community. And so as she starts to delve into this murder and the reason that her mom is left and trying to find her mom, it says, but strange things begin to happen as Luz, our young woman, tries to figure out where her mother has gone. Clicks echo out of the trees, flies pound against the windows, and a strange man keeps calling on the phone. The deeper Luz digs, the more she must ask of her beloved home, the woman she admires, and the stories they tell might be built on a devastating lie. That sounds like a perfect, like, summer thriller sort of book. So that's The Red Grove by Tessa Fontaine, out from FSG. Okay, and then we're gonna, this is a very eclectic stack of books, so I hope that I find one thing for each of you on your TBR at least. The next book I want to tell you about is Fervor by Toby Lloyd. This is also out for Avid Reader Press. I told you I had a couple of their books on this list. And this book, I don't know. This book sounds like, it just sounds so good. That's all I'm going to say. But we have Hannah and Eric. They are a devout Jewish couple living in northern London with their 3 children. Both of them are very smart and deeply unconventional. And it says, the Rosenthals believe in the literal truth of the Old Testament and the presence of God in everyday life. As the wife prepares to publish a sensationalist account of Yosef, the grandfather's years in war-torn Europe, unearthing a terrible secret from his time in the camps, Elise, her perfect daughter, starts to come undone. And then, in the wake of Yosef's death, Elise disappears. So when Elise comes back, though, as if nothing happens, she's a changed young woman. And they start to believe that she may actually be a witch. And that is Fervor by Toby Lloyd, out from Avid Reader Press. Okay, we're going to go to a little fantasy now, and we're going to talk about The City of Stardust by Georgia Summers, out from Redhook. I have started to read more Redhook fantasy lately, and I'm becoming a huge, huge fan. So this is a family drama with a fantasy twist. For centuries, this one family has had seen like their best and their brightest disappear. It's to punish them for a crime that no one can actually remember in the family. And their tormentor, or the person who's taking their people, is a woman named Penelope, who never ages, she never gets sick, and she never will forgive them for this debt, for this crime that they don't even remember that they committed. Now, our main character, Violet, her mom says, you know what, I'm going to figure this out, and disappears and never comes back. Well, Penelope, she is not happy about this. And she basically tells Violet, you have 10 years to find your mom and turn her over to me, or you will take her place. And as she starts to search for her mother, she finds out that she is in this powerful, magical underworld with all different types of people. It says power-hungry scholars, fickle gods, and monsters bent onto revenge. And then she meets Penelope's assistant, and she knows she can't trust him, but as you know, whenever we can't trust someone, there's a little bit of tension, and what does that turn into? So that's The City of Stardust by Georgia Summers, and that is out from Redhook. Last but not least, we are going to do a little nonfiction. I know, nonfiction, Russell, and not a memoir. Not a memoir. I know that's not my normal sort of thing. But I want to talk about Solidarity, the past, present, and future of a world-changing idea by Leah Hunt-Hendrix and Astra Taylor. This is out from Pantheon Books. I am most certainly going to use the book here, so I apologize. I tried to summarize this one in my head when I was doing sort of my practice run. It wasn't pretty. So solidarity is often invoked, but it is rarely analyzed and poorly understood. Here, 2 prominent activist intellectuals survey the past, present, and future of this crucial concept across borders of nations, identity, and class to ask, how can we build solidarity? How can we build solidarity in an era of staggering inequality, polarizing violence, and ecological catastrophe? Offering a lively and lucid history of the idea from ancient Rome to the first Europeans to American socialists and labor organizations. The authors trace the philosophical debates and political struggles that have shaped the modern world. So I think I'm very fascinated by this idea. I definitely feel like, being a person that works like in corporate America, we often talk about this idea of solidarity, but do we really know what that even means? So, Solidarity, the Past, Present, and Future of a World-Changing Idea by Leah Hunt-Hendrix and Astra Taylor, out from Pantheon Books. Okay, that is a small stack, but a very good one, right? Did you find a book that you were going to want to read? I'm going to try to lift them up. Last video, I tried to lift them up and books flew everywhere. We'll hope that doesn't happen this time. There you go. There's a stack of books to add to your TBR. A little bit of everything. As always, if you are a return subscriber, I couldn't do this without you. If you are a new subscriber, I thank you for coming along, and I really, really hope you hit subscribe, the bell, all of that stuff. As always, I encourage you to shop locally, and read globally. And until next time, I wish you happy reading. Goodbye, everyone.